Welcome back, guys. And now let's switch to Arsenal, who were supposed to perform really well, but are completely underperforming at this completely underperforming at this particular point. A team that was supposed to challenge City is what I'll say, but I don't know. Their start have been a little bit rocky.
Who
What,
thought
what
that
is
challenging City this season? Here, apart from Maheshwari.
what do you think, Manabhai?
No,
What do you think
like
about your start?
firstly, I mean, uh, we had predictions for top four, and a lot of people put us out of top four. Even other places I've seen, right? So it's just that, right?
Right now, where are you in
So
the?
you people have just decided that हम लोग जीते या हारे, we need to be put in a spot, right? Now that is out of the way. Secondly, I mean, in terms of points, we have done okay. It's not that bad. We are on 10 points,
Mhm.
which is in four matches. I genuinely believe if you get 2 matches per game, you're doing decent. Not that bad.
Okay.
But in truth, we have not been playing really well, right?
Mm.
Considering the kind of football we have watched in the previous season. And defensively, we just know how to gift goals. I don't know how we do that. We just know how to gift goals. And now that you've said about it, I still can't get over the Fulham match where I'm like, I'm still so pissed off because they got a red card, bro. They got a red card and we were
Exactly.
up
Still
and
couldn't.
yeah. But in general, there's something in our. Firstly, there's a big problem. There's a big elephant in the room called Kai Havertz, right? So he is the manager's favorite, as
Mhm.
in at this point of time. When I say favorite, he's not the favorite player, but he's like Kai Havertz khelega, right?
Okay.
And one
Don't
of the
you think
major
that's the case
reasons,
with every manager?
yeah,
Every
but
manager that actually brings in a 75 million, 80 million quid player, they
65,
want him to see him
60,
succeed.
60, 60.
Unless unless you
It's
unless
a
you're
it's a
Klopp,
it's an expensive
70
signing.
million players.
yeah,
No,
unless you're Klopp or Pep, man. I mean, we did not play Nunez for I don't know how many days.
yeah,
But anyway,
but I still think you should give it based on what they're showing on the field, what they're showing in the
Absolutely.
what do you call training.
training, yeah.
So the reason he gives is Kai Havertz is a physical player. When he says
Mm-hmm.
physical, he's probably talking about his height because he's not that physical.
Okay.
And Kai Havertz is causing not a bit of a problem, a big problem because वो run ले लेता है. He makes
Mm-hmm.
the right runs, he's in the right position, but he's not finishing.
Chal
As
jata.
in, he's missed some clear-cut chances, right? And
Mm.
that is causing issues because we can put away the match and then we can rest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not happening. And because he's come in new also, he's not that fluid with our attack,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And a bit I would like to blame it on Chelsea as well because I do not know how they were playing. The guy's confidence was shot to a certain extent because before he was not like I get the ball and I give it back. Usually there's something called turning on the receiving the ball and more turning on the half turn, which it seems he doesn't do. I do not know what it is. I think it's a bit of confidence issue as well, right? And that is causing a bit of quite a lot of problem because the space he is in usually
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to drive in the space forward because he's so upfront, right? And a lot of times he has killed our attacks due to that. And of course, there are qualities of his off the ball runs and whatnot. That's a Kai Havertz problem. But I'm really looking forward to Gabriel Jesus as well coming back because he is a menace. He's a menace. Even the problem is even he's a clear cut chance missing machine. But the amount of football that he generates is like that's a player I would pay to watch,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But I
He
wanted to
creates
ask,
chances out of
did you by any chance? I guess in our earlier discussion, I don't think you brought Havertz to have a striker option instead of Jesus, right?
no.
Mm.
We plan on having it, right? So the places that we have thought about till now is the left center attack mid role for him or second striker, or he can be striker as well.
But it doesn't solve your finishing problem still.
Yeah, that I agree to that. I do agree to that. The problem right now is last year we were creating more chances as well, right? Now the problem is he's not solving that issue, but eventually I think we plan on putting in more crosses because eventually, how many times are you going to come in front of the goal and miss it, bro? With
Mm-hmm.
that height,
अब
right?
वो तो है ही. Lord
That
Benditner
that
also
is
used to finish chances.
huh? What?
Lord Benditner.
Yeah, it's
So
bent by the way, but it's whatever,
yeah,
right?
so on Harvard's, first of all, about the finishing in general, even I believe that what Rogers was saying, that are you sure that you bought him for finishing? And second thing is that is he struggling because Jesus was probably was not playing till now?
No, he's I think he's struggling because he was in Chelsea, to be fair, right? So the way Chelsea played was not as fluid as we play, right? He's also getting accustomed to his teammates, and the
Mm-hmm.
way we play football, it's very intricate at times,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's very intricate at times, and Chelsea comparatively play a direct mode of football. They had to play. I mean, whatever Chelsea do.
You're
Mm-hmm.
talking about last season. Okay.
Yeah, last season,
Yeah,
Yeah.
last
right?
season,
And
yeah. Mm-hmm.
his
So,
his confidence was shot, right?
but
So
Mm-hmm.
I can see
I
what
mean,
Arteta is trying to do
moving
because
to a new team should have given him a breath of fresh air actually. But
yeah, but
maybe
it doesn't.
he comes
But it
good.
takes time. But
Doesn't
it
come
takes
good.
time.
Studying to the system
It
as well.
take time.
See,
Yeah.
what I'm basically trying to
So,
understand in general, yeah, is that
exactly, Manish सही बोल रहा है.
yeah.
Enough of Havertz actually.
हाँ,
ठीक
मैं
है, छोड़
इसलिए
दे
मूव
उसको.
मूव होने वाला था
हाँ,
कि
move on.
हाँ कि व्हाट आई
नहीं,
एम मेनली।
मैं सवाल पूछ लेता हूँ
हाँ, तू
क्योंकि
पूछ ले,
मेरे
हाँ ठीक है,
दिमाग में है.
हाँ
ठीक है.
पूछ ले, पूछ ले।
Okay, yeah, there's this thing about Havertz. I hope, I mean, he comes good, he doesn't come good. Yeah, there's that still big question mark, 60 million pound question mark. So, uh, what I wanted to ask is your upcoming game against Spurs. So, how do you see your form up until now, and how do you think you're going to approach a pretty motivated, regenerated Spurs? Do you think do you think Spurs are going to have the edge over Arsenal, or do you think Arsenal can utilize those, uh, that particular weakness we talked about, the Spurs conceding way too many shots on goal? Do you think Arsenal can harness that particular weakness, or do you think Spurs are going to, surprise you at Emirates? What do you make
Okay.
of that?
So another thing that's there is Spurs do not play Europe, right? And there's Champions League. We're going to play Champions League on Wednesday, more like Thursday in India, but Wednesday, right? So that also it depends. We are playing PSV. It depends on that what players are available. But I do believe if we have got a front three, as in first choice front three that I'm talking about, Martinelli, Jesus, and Saka.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of which, Saka has not had a great start of the season. Last season he was carrying us. So if Saka finds form, people are in for trouble because he was a main creator. And I look at Spurs and I got to say that the defender that they ball, Van de Ven, right? That guy, I do not know about his positional sense or whatnot, but he's fast, he's rapid, he's fast, he's rapid, he's physical, and I do think they have upgraded, right? So it depends upon if Ange goes the way he's gone till now, right? Then
You are
they
in
are
for a
in
feast.
trouble. They are in for trouble because
तो
I'm not
चलो,
saying
आग लग चुकी है.
no. They're in for trouble for a very simple reason because they leave a lot of space behind,
That's
right? And we have shitty finishers. I agree to that. But you leave that
बट
much
चांस
space.
बनेगा तो दो तो जाएंगे ही. वो तो
Exactly.
यूनाइटेड के अगेंस्ट में भी हुआ ही ना एंड में.
That is
As long as the chances keep coming. But with Spurs, there's another thing. Their midfield has gone up a level, right?
Another level.
Yeah. When I see Papa Matasar and that guy, Bissouma is playing so well.
Yeah.
I'm like, last season, what used to happen was Hoiberg was there, and we had Party, and every time I would put my money on Party to win, right? But now that they've got Pape Matasar,
Exactly.
who's a great tackler, by the way,
Yes.
great tackler, Bissouma, their midfield looks so strengthened, and हम लोग का Party injured है, which is all right, but the other two players.
100 million में क्या party?
No, but we have got Declan Rice, and he can clean up, bro. He can clean up everyone.
If you ask me seriously, you've got a 100 million pound player right up there, okay,
Yeah.
and you are going to have another midfielder playing alongside on, or is it going to be a single pivot?
He's going to be a single pivot. That is why I'm scared. See, double pivot
Yeah,
mein I
I
have
feel Spurs in midfield are look like more of a powerhouse, even though you've got the 100 million pound man.
no. Yeah, I know. I agree to that. But the way we play football, we suffocate the other team. We are always pressed up front. So the my issue is if my issue is one thing. Declan Rice पे दोनों आ गए, right? Then it could be a bit of a problem. And the other two midfielders that we have, one is Odegaard and the other is Havertz, and they're not physical enough, right? So when I was going, the next game that we have is in Goodison Park, and they have got Onana, Idrissa Gana Gueye, and another and Doucouré, all with physical. That's what I was seeing. I was like, okay, this can be a problem. But if we press teams and if we keep possession, we are killing any team. Any
But
team.
I think it's interesting. I would also like to add that it will be a good game because both of the teams want to play possession-based football, right?
Yeah.
It will be very tricky to see who take, like what you are saying, Abhay would work because we are open. If we take the game more to the team, right? Then you have to probably tweak the tactic where you rely on counter attacking for some time, because that's where you will find those open spaces I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I agree to that, but I also think even I do believe we have the ability to actually put you in your own box. I do believe we do have the ability to
That is
do
what
that.
I actually want to see, because that match would be like both of the manager ideology is to have the ball, right? So who will have that is a very big
But
I don't
but
know,
I
man. You
do
know,
think,
this.
but I do agree to one thing. I do think that Ange's philosophy is more efficient. But there's another issue at Arsenal at this point of time. Right. So because we have got good decent players now, we're decent players. I know we have a few players injured, right? I had very high hopes of Timber, but that is football. You can't help it.
Mhm.
What did you say?
That is football. You can't help it unless and until.
title race
By the
and
way, Holding is out, right? Holding is out. And I do like Arteta for what he's done and what he's not done. But
What is not
Arteta
done?
sometimes overthinks, bro.
Hmm.
Right? He overthinks. You have a winning formula. Why do you want to mess it up? Like, why do you want?
Because he
Maybe
learned
if
under Pep,
See,
man.
that winning
I guess
formula.
Abhay asked this question. So, are you happy with the transfer window? The way, I mean, how it went? Because Arteta kept mentioning a lot of time in the pressers that yeah, we could get people in towards the end,
Right,
and I
right, yeah.
don't think you were able to. So,
Yeah,
do you think there is
Hmm.
some unhappiness there?
How is the depth, man?
I'll be very honest. My bigger unhappiness is on Timber being injured. Because out of the three transfers that we did, I know Declan Rice is the 100 million one. It's Timber that made so much difference because he could play left back, right back, he could play in midfield, right? And he looked the best signing,
He's
irrespective
out
of
due to
the
ACL, right?
yeah.
Oh, that's a long one.
That's the
Quality, but again, with the transfer window that you have, you believe that you have you have all cylinders to fire on in all the cups and trophies.
no, the place where we actually fell off is probably selling off players. If we could have sold off and bought, I actually expected one more player to come in, to be very honest. But our selling did not work out as we planned. We waited for too long to show our cards, and then everybody already knew what our cards was. So I do believe we are a player short, but that's football. You know, you got to deal with it. Wait till January if you can get a better deal or something. Till January, it's about survival, right?
Yeah. A good thing is
I,
that
you know,
the brilliant deal that Arsenal did was Nicolas Pepe. They're still paying the EMI, but they had to terminate the contract.
Right.
So, Abhay, I want to ask you something. Like, you are also playing Champions League this time. Something like which you have been craving for so many years.
Yeah,
Now, not only Spurs fixture, you have fixtures like Man City, you have fixtures like Liverpool coming up. and you will also be playing Champions League. You will be playing quality opposition. So what do you think? Like, where will you end up at the halfway mark? Like just before the end of the
January.
Christmas, or like just before January, there's the halfway mark. Where do you see Arsenal there? Do you see them in top 3, top 4? Maybe
No,
there?
I do see them in top 4, right? I do, irrespective of what's happening and what's not. And a lot of that actually comes from Declan Rice, to be very fair, right?
Okay.
At first, I did question it, but when you see him play, you understand what he gives to the team. He cleans it, especially the way we play, because we play with a one-man pivot almost at times. He has the ability to cover it up, right? And other than that, I've also seen a lot of times what happens is there are one or two players that just stand out all of a sudden. You know, last season you weren't even thinking about them. You're like, what is this guy? And suddenly they step up. This season, a guy that has actually come to my notice is Fabio Vieira. I
Yeah.
always said that the United has a Bruno Fernandes, KDB is with City, Liverpool's got Szoboszlai, Spurs have got Maddison. What I'm talking about is great ball strikers at Cam, right? And Fabio Vieira is a thin guy. He does not have. Still, I do not
Body,
believe
yeah.
he has the physical traits, but his ball striking is second to none. Second to none. Left-footed, right? Right-footed, I cannot vouch for. So I do
भाई
believe
एंथनी से भी अच्छा लेफ्ट फुट है.
by far,
एंथनी की बात
by
नहीं
far.
उनको अच्छा है
Yeah,
यार
obviously यार.
एंटनी
Anthony
एंटनी
tough.
फुट से ही अच्छा नहीं, हाथ से भी बहुत अच्छा है भाई.
That's a dark one. That's a dark one,
That's
bro.
a real dark one.
That's a dark one. But
And where do you
so-
think, like, Arsenal? How do you see
How
Arsenal
do you see
performing in
Arsenal
the in Champions League? Like,
In
do you
Champions-
think you'll top the group, or do you think you'll
No, I mean,
finish the group
the better
second and
question,
you'll
I
get
feel-
Bayern
No,
in
we
the
will.
draw?
I expect to
Like-
get out of the group for sure. For
Mhm.
sure. Right?
Is it? Are you going to finish top or you're second? Because there are also chances that you finish second and then you get Bayern, or like in the draw.
Yeah. But I understand what you're saying, but Bayern do not scare me right now.
they might
I'll tell you very
Wow.
honestly, the teams that I think can create a havoc against Arsenal, one is Madrid. It will always be there. City, right? City, but I do not think we'll face them. And the third team, for some reason, I always feel that Barcelona can cause trouble. Always, I don't know why.
Yeah, but I think in not face City, I believe, because he does not believe they will go very long on Champions League.
No, I agree.
When I say that,
I
I
agree
mean,
with the two names that you took, City and Madrid. But I don't think Bayern or even Barca are going to, because I've been watching Barca ever since Xavi took over. You look at the players and you think that they're going to cause problems, right?
yeah.
They don't. So trust me, you are going to actually win by 3-1 or 3-0 against Barca. Trust me.
तेरे मुंह में
Just,
t-shirt पे
I
बनाएंगे.
mean, we are going to come to that, and
So
you will win
I would
against Barca.
like to ask one question, Abhay. So what do you believe has changed in this season, right? Is it that Arteta is trying too hard to fix the last piece of the puzzle to win the league? Or maybe this time teams have started taking Arsenal seriously, and small teams are hitting low blocks and everything, right? Because last season was kind of a surprise for everybody that how Arsenal performed. So did they crack Arteta's formula, or Arteta is trying too hard to fit the final piece in the jigsaw?
Or he
I
wants
do-
to try too many formations, like all his
I
32
do-
formations that he has. Like,
I do think that he is trying new things, which he thinks are more efficient, right? He's trying those things. A bigger problem has also been the fact that the way we play, right? The way we play, because it's so intricate, as soon as you move one piece, right? One piece, the new piece that comes in needs to settle in fast. And we moved Shaka away, right? We moved Xhaka away and we bought in Havertz. and that is causing major issues. Another issue that is actually taking place is Saka was carrying us on his back, bro. Literally, in games, everybody was having a shit game. He was carrying us. At the start of the season, from the start till now, right? He's had one good game. One good game. Apart from that, by his standards, he's playing below his standards, and that is it's almost like he's probably still our best player in terms of creating attacks. You know,
Uh,
yeah. So that's the thing. But I do believe Jesus comes in, Saka there, Martinelli there, they're going to be a problem.
That
And we will play better.
front three can actually
it-
work well together.
actually, yeah.
Relying on one player really is bad. We learned
No,
in
not one
Yeah,
player.
you
It's
know,
like I actually agree with what Maheshwari said, because a lot of times, unlike if you're a City or a Madrid, right, who have a tremendous talent and bench strength waiting, and they can come in and replace, and they can have the same level of quality maintained. So for thinner spots, like you call it a United or call it a Arsenal, right? We really rely upon a set formation, set level of players. I remember in the last episode in the United versus Arsenal league, and Amit was drilling me. Man, you just lost one player and you drop in quality. That's the thing, right? When you're starting off on a season, like Spurs had a set midfield, set defense. From pre-season to this, you had a set formula. But when you
Also,
have too many injuries, you cannot perform. And
oh,
Gabriel Jesus forms the basis of Arsenal's attack, I feel.
he was a point which brought in other players in, right?
Yes.
And I remember last season as well, when Jesus was injured, everybody said Arsenal is going to fall off. They did say that. We didn't fall off. That's other thing. We fell off big in the end. That is another thing. But yeah.
But भाई सच
So
में पता है, ये जो
same.
आर्सेनल यूनाइटेड गेम हुआ ना, you were a total menace for us last season when we went to the Emirates than this time. भाई
agreed.
जीसस का सबसे बड़ा चीज है इज इज फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ. क्या बॉल प्रोटेक्टर है वो. आई
Uh,
मीन इट्स ब्रिलियंट. जीसस
Yeah.
आने से आर्सेनल विल इंप्रूव ऑफ कोर्स.
Yeah.
I have to I mean, based on just your discussion, United and Arsenal's, I think what Amit was probably saying was that individual brilliance thing that you're talking about Saka. I agree with actually Amit a bit, that if you think that Saka falling off changes the way that Arsenal plays and brings down the overall output of a team, then a little bit brutally, if I can, you're not ready to win that title this season.
Yeah, but
If
I do have a
that's
question.
where you have.
I do
Yeah.
have a question. What happens when you lose Salah? Don't you
We
fall off?
whenever dude Salah fell off in our seasons, whenever so Salah has this thing, okay, he'll play consistently really well for a really long duration of time, and then suddenly for some time there somewhere around Christmas, he'll just not perform for like 10 games or something like that. But we always used to
When
have
you say
Firmino and Mane
performance,
to pick it
you're
up.
judging him based on the
Okay.
assist and goals.
I'm not judging.
I
So
agree,
see, that's what I'm saying. See, if you're telling me that Saka is not scoring and all, I understand that. If you're telling me Saka is playing so bad that him not being there is equivalent of him being there, then I mean
No.
it's not that bad, right?
No.
That
It's not
means
that. It's just that if you have a player like him who can do so much stuff, and he's doing lesser than that,
it will
right?
impact your team. True.
So it's like a shift in gears, right? It's like a shift in gears.
I understand, but you need when we have Salah, who's way above than everybody else in our
Yeah.
front three, okay. But
Exactly.
rest of our front three was heavily capable. Like Mane used to cover actually really well. Anyway, my point being is that uh, it's nice that maybe you have that Saka who's going to perform for you. But if you're going to tell me that he is the one who carried you all over, you need this year to for like at least from one of your top front three to pick up and respond when Saka cannot. And that's how you're going to win those games that you
Yeah.
probably are not able to when Saka doesn't perform. That's how
So-
generally it works, right?
Yeah. So when I said that we are one man short, right? I did what I made. The one man that I hoped was for a right winger, because if you look at us, we don't have right wing option after Saka. almost everybody is left wing biased.
Down to the bare
That is
bones
where
on
the
the
Yeah.
right
belief.
wing area.
That
Yeah.
probably, that honestly is true for us as well when it comes to Salah. But yeah, anyway, I feel like that still the first 11 that Arsenal has is really really strong. And I just want to quickly come to that Arsenal versus Spurs thing. I just feel like it's going to be closer than everybody thinks. Even like
Yeah,
Arsenal has a
absolutely.
lot of firepower, but Spurs this year have that new manager boost, and that I feel like is going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see how it goes.
I'm
And
just hoping they are Spurs and they do what
Yeah,
Spurs do.
absolutely. Yeah. We'll meet you after that game, of course.
yeah,
Morning
so
anytime.
that's what we think. But we would love to know that what you guys think, and how do you think that Arsenal has done till now. And what we have asked Abhay, we would like to put that question above for everybody, that where do you see Arsenal finishing
Yeah.
before Christmas. So
See,
yeah, let us know.
I personally think that they're still outside of top four. I mean, I'll stick to my guns.
Me too.
Bye.
Okay, so yeah, thank you very much guys. Bye bye.